welcome back again with Bahasa with Haura. I'm Haura. I'm your partner if you want to learn Indonesian language or Indonesian culture. And now today we're gonna discuss about this is phenomena that happens a lot in Bali or happens a lot in Indonesia, especially if you are a business owner, if you are a manager, a supervisor. Because most of the time when a client reach me, sometimes it's not their first time when they learn the Indonesian language, right? Sometimes it's already the second, the third, the fourth, and etc. And this is what happens the most. Because either way, this is miscommunication with their previous teacher or with their previous coach. And this is kind of wasting months of their time. And I don't want you to get the same experience, especially when you are a professional that want to speak Indonesian as soon as possible, according to your goals or to your needs for your business. So this is one of my client's story. He told me that he already learned Indonesia for 8 months, and then he kept practicing it, and he's pretty good already at the end of 8 months. But whenever he speaks to the staff in a cafe, in a restaurant, in a hotel, in co-working space, sometimes they kind of say apa. Apa is what? So it's like they don't really understand what he's saying. When actually the way he says is so perfect, not really perfect 100%, but it's so clear. Even with his accent and everything, it's pretty clear and it's really good pronunciation and everything, but people still don't quite understand. And the answer is, it might be shocking for you, and it is because he learned in Indonesian the formal version. Because most of the teacher in here that teaching Indonesia, because they taught from their mentors and everything, their office, you need to teach every client the formal version for the first time. That's why sounds so formal, it sounds so textbook. And then sometimes when you use it in real life, people say apa all the time to your face. Apa is like what? Like, what's this? What? What you talking about? Because they don't quite understand or they don't really hear it in real life rather than in their school a long time ago. So that's why every time a client approach me, like they want to learn Indonesia, I always ask them, what's your Indonesian's goals? Either way, you want to speak casual, you want to speak business. If you want to speak business, what kind of business? What kind of industry that you are facing? Like you could be like real estate and property business. You could be like beauty industry. You could have like food and beverage industry, and that's completely different things, right? This is the example for the formal version and then the casual version. Like the formal version, let's say is when you say thank you, right? And thank you in Indonesia, the formal version would be terima kasih. But the casual version would be makasih. So we can tell it right away when expats or foreigners that live in Bali, when they say terima kasih, probably they learn the formal version from their teacher. But when they say makasih or makasih ya, so we know, oh, they already know the casual one, or maybe they learn Indonesian a little bit longer. And then for the next one, let's say when they say no. If it's like the formal version, they would say tidak. But when they say the casual version, it would be ga. So that's literally like a big difference. Even though we know it's literally the same thing, but most of the times Indonesian people say ga rather than tidak, because tidak is like very textbook, very business situations. I mean, when you are in a business situation or formal situation, of course, it's better to say tidak rather than ga. But most of the time, when you are just in daily conversation, buying coffee, buying grocery, it's better to say the casual version. It would be more flowy to your daily interaction, and it will build more connections to the people that you speak to right away. And also the next ones, like when you say I or me or myself, when they say saya is literally the formal version, the textbook version, or the business situation. But when you say aku, that's the casual conversation. So we know it right away, and most of the time foreigners say saya rather than aku. But I mean, that's pretty much okay if you ask me. But I think if you want to be more casual, more flowy, and more easy, then you say aku, because most of the times people say aku in daily conversation, but on business settings they would say saya. So it would be like more authority if you want to say saya. And for the next one, like this is when you asking help, and this is like a little bit contrast between the formal and the casual version. Let's say for the example, mohon dibantu, it means please help. But in the casual version, it would be tolong dibantu ya, or tolong bantu ya. So that's literally a very much difference. It's not that too many difference actually, but it's just like the tonality of it. Like when you say the formal version, it would like exudes authority even more. And it feels like you are so serious when you talk. So if you want to be like more lively, more fun, more flirtatious, the casual version would be much better for you. But if you are in a business setting, you want to close a deal, you want to meet your clients, it's always better to say the formal version of Indonesian language. So that's why I asked them, what's your Indonesian goal? If you want to speak casual, then we could learn casual. We can make a program for you to learn casual so you can use it on daily basis. But if you want to speak right away in business settings, like we could have plan for you, like what's your goals, and then we could make a learning plan based on what's your goals, because that's the important thing, that's so you don't have to wait 8 months to 1 year or even more just to learn things that you don't really use in real life based on what you need, right? So like this is just like a caution for you, even though I mean if you have like a lot of times you want to learn everything, sure you can, but if you want to use it right away, like every time you learn some things, then you practice it right away in real life. Especially if you are living in Bali, you want to speak Indonesian on daily basis when you're visiting a cafe or restaurant. So definitely, it's better to be precise on what's your goal, and then you communicate with your coach. So, if you want to learn an Indonesian language and Indonesian culture without wasting time, that the things that you don't need even to learn, so we can always collaborate together. And I will put the links and my WhatsApp, my Instagram as well. And also, if you want to have like learning bits and bits for Indonesian language, you can always check out my Instagram, Bahasa with Haura. And see you soon.